Welcome to a new episode of 2020. We got this name when we thought about getting different perspectives from the youth on all kinds of different topics that are challenging the youth of today. And so 2020 is a show that we hope and we pray is going to bring insight and new perspective from a godly vision and a godly perspective to yourself. So welcome to the show today. I'd like to introduce myself, John Gerges. I am the host of today's episode, and I am from the Church of the Virgin Mary in St. Athanasius in Mississauga, Ontario. And I'd like to introduce to you the gang, starting here from my right.
Hi, my name is Monica. I'm from the Church of St. Mark Scarborough.
Hi, my name is Charles. I'm from St. George and St. Louis. It's in Toronto.
Hi, I'm Philo. I'm from the Church of St. Mary and St. Joseph in Richmond Hill.
Hi, I'm Miriam. I'm from St. Mark Scarborough.
Great. So welcome. Today's topic is about bullying. So let's hear what the gang has to say about this topic. Philo.
You know, I think that, bullying, there are many different kinds of bullying that we have in, our society and schools and stuff. We have, cyberbullying. We got, person-to-person bullying. We got groups-to-people bullying. Racism is a kind of bullying and stuff like that. So I think, and I also think that bullying doesn't only affect one person. When you bully someone, it's a ripple effect. It doesn't only affect that one person.
Yeah. I think a big part of bullying is when someone feels some sort of loss of control in their life. So they feel the need to control someone else to make up for it. Which starts that effect.
Yeah.
I personally think that bullying is not a good thing, especially impacting a person's life who is a victim of bullying, and I think it's totally unacceptable.
For me, I think bullying is not good at all. Because I have one of my friends, he told me that he has one of his friends that got bullied a lot, and now he's even afraid to go to his school.
So bullying is obviously something that we don't agree with, but we know that it happens, right? So I heard a couple of interesting things. First of all, bullying sometimes happens because of control. So if that's the case, how would we be able to help the person who is being bullied and help the person who is doing the bullying? So let's start by helping the person who is being bullied. How do we do that? Anybody?
Well, I think love is a really big component. Just being there for that person, knowing so that they know that there's someone there for them. They're being bullied and tormented all this throughout this all this time, and they have one person that can just come up to them and talk to them and be friends with them, just showing them that little light in the darkness. I think that's a really good way to just bring down the effects of bullying.
Okay.
Some people who had been victims of bullying may have, even to the extent, committed suicide, and I think he said, Philo said, it's important to have one person who actually cares about you, because when they're getting bullied, they feel like there's no one there for them, there's no hope for them, so they don't know what to do. They're kind of stuck there, and they have no one to turn to.
I think maybe you should talk to the bully, tell him for example, man, this guy feels so bad, why would you do this, or something like that. And then, of course, Philo said, you should go up to the guy who's being bullied and tell him, your life is still good, you have a lot of friends other than this guy who's bullying you.
Yeah, I think when you're being bullied, someone's telling you all these things that they think about you, and you start to believe it yourself, and then you start to think that everyone else believes that about you too. So you need to have other people there to tell you that's not true.
Right. So it's so important as we begin to protect, let's say, somebody who is being bullied, right? It's so important to be able to show them some love, that we care about them and that they're important not only to us, but that they're important to God. there shouldn't be a reason why anybody is really being bullied by someone else. It is the person who is doing the bullying that actually needs the help. Unfortunately, it's not the person who's being bullied. The one who is doing the bullying, maybe there's something going on in their life that they need to fix. Because when you bring down the character of another human being just to prop yourself up, then you know that there's an issue there, right? So it's so important. I really like what you said about supporting the person who is being bullied. Out of the two, supporting the one who's being bullied or the one who is doing the bullying, which one would you do first?
Well, I would definitely support the one who's being bullied first, like, because it's a lot harder for me to approach a bully and like speak to him. Like it's gonna take like a different approach. It's gonna be a lot harder than for me to just show like compassion and love to someone, which is just like what we're supposed to do, like be nice to people, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. You know, the person who is being bullied feels very isolated, right? They feel that no one cares about them, and what this bully is doing to them, they think everybody feels the same way. So in order to cut through that darkness, you got to be able to penetrate that darkness. The only way to do it is to demonstrate love to this person. So what are some practical ways that you can do that if you know somebody that's being bullied?
I think you should just be there for them and befriend them, not because you know they're being bullied, but because you know they need someone to care for them now more than ever. So you just go up to them and be like, I want to be friends with you. Like, I sincerely care about you, and I'll help you get through your tough times. I'm not just going to leave you alone in the corner to deal with your issues.
You know, I'm just a little iffy on the topic because, like, when like you said, that everyone thinks that one person, everyone thinks the same thing about them, right? That one person thinks that everyone thinks they're ugly or something like that. So by you like going up to them and telling them, hey, listen, like I care about you and stuff, everyone else, like you're also risking the danger that you might also get bullied at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So like there needs to be that courage in each and every one of us, I guess.
I kind of disagree with you on that fact. I think if you go up to that person and befriend them and tell them you're there, I think other people will admire you, because the others might be cowards. They don't want to come up to that person and show that they care. They're going with the flow because they don't want to be the next victim of the bullying. But if you actually approach that person and befriend them, I think the bully would be more scared than they are already inside of them. Mm-hmm. And people would look up to you for being that courageous, and they'd want to do the same thing.
I think it depends on the case. If it's like a one-to-one sort of thing, that's a lot easier to do. But a lot of the times the bullying is just, it's like a group thing. Society as a whole is like putting pressure on that one person or that group of people. So it's a lot harder to stand up when it's more people who are bullying.
But it's a risk.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a risk. And isn't it amazing that that's what love is all about? Love is about stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a risk and saying, you know what? I know you're hurting, and I know you're being bullied. I want you to know that I'm willing to take the risk. I may be bullied just for the fact that I'm speaking to you right now. People might label me in the same place as you right now that I'm talking to you. But I'm willing to step out of that. And I don't want to protect myself, because by protecting myself, I'm going to end up losing you. I think some practical steps, like I heard you guys say, is that one of the things I would encourage to do is to pray. Pray hard. Pray for this person who's being bullied, and pray for the person who is doing the bullying. Don't forget to pray for them. They're hurting. They're hurting just as much as the person who's getting the brunt of what they're doing. Number two is think about how you're going to demonstrate love to this person. And number 3 is, if it gets really serious and it becomes, you think, a life-threatening situation, this needs to be reported to the authorities. Whether you report it to the principal or you report it to the police, the authorities need to be aware that this potentially could become a life-threatening situation. As we've heard and we hear on the news, there are suicides that happen, God forbid. We need to make sure that those types of situations don't happen. And that's an isolation, that's an extreme isolation where somebody feels that they're not loved by anybody, so they lose hope completely. And it's that hopelessness where the devil wars against this person and says, well, there's no hope for you to live anymore, so you might as well just take your life. We want to change that 180 degrees. We want to tell them, there is total hope for you, man. Total. God died on the cross for you. He loves you. And I care for you as a friend. You need to demonstrate value to this person. And those are some practical steps that we can take when it comes to bullying. Thank you for attending another session of 2020, and we welcome to see you once again in the very near future. God bless.